Welcome to the Melt Uncut. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Isabella. And guess who got their intros together?
We got it down this time. That was great. It's because she pointed at me and she said, "This is your cue.
I did.
Introduce yourself."
I did. You know.
Really proud of us.
I am proud of us.
I'm actually proud of us for a lot of things today.
Yeah, me too.
We're filming this the same day as we filmed part one.
Yeah, so long time no talk. Literally 20 minutes later.
Yep. We don't have many updates for you this week because we already gave you our updates. However, I did get to my walk on time today.
Nice.
I went walking with a friend this morning and I got there, we said 10:30 and I got there at 10:33. So
I mean, 3 minutes
that's
is like a
good
record
for me.
For Sarah.
That's really good for me.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I know.
All right. So what's happened? So we did record part one 20 minutes ago.
And then I was rudely cut off because
your time management.
My time management is not great.
Has room for improvement.
needs room for improvement. No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I was just going to power through for a whole episode and this was like, wait, we can make this 2 episodes.
Yep. And then because we had to record 2 episodes anyways today.
We did. We have some travel coming up. So we are doing double episodes today. Double episodes. No, you're doing an is-terview.
Yes.
Do we want to introduce what an is-terview is now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. So, hello, my name is Isabella, and an is-terview is where is, aka Isabella, interviews someone.
Who's not me.
Yes. And Sarah, is welcome to join is-terviews. However, we will not be together.
Yes.
Because she will be traveling and then I'm traveling, and so
yeah, scheduling was getting a little complicated, and Iz was like, "What if I did an is-terview?" And I was like, "I love that."
Yeah. So I have a couple people I want to is-terview. Get it? My sister's going to be the first one, and she will be the is-terview that will come out in
a few weeks.
A week after this episode comes out.
You'll want to listen to that because Aubriana is a riot.
She really is. Just a little preview of her. She does van life. She lives in a 1997, 98 Japanese ambulance. Okay, it still has the ambulance stickers on it. It's right wheel drive. So the steering wheel is on the opposite side. This thing is nuts. But yeah, that's what she lives out of. Yeah. She
lives a very, I would say, unconventional lifestyle that works for her.
Yeah, she's in San Diego, surfing, rock climbing. She does crack and is a stripper. Learn more about that next week.
God. Yeah, she's a party. You'll want to listen.
But yeah, okay. So we kind of left off. Oh, well, actually, what have we been doing the past 20 minutes?
The past 20 minutes, Isabella and I are in the kitchen eating frozen sourdough that we heated up. She also made these really yummy cookies that were spelt and what was the
buckwheat.
Other one? Buckwheat flour, and they were delicious. So we're eating a piece of bread with some jam that I think, did he respond?
No.
Oh, loser. Sorry, we're checking her text for a response. Does he listen to this?
I don't know.
I don't know. If he does, he could have responded to other things faster. Anyways, we're eating our toast in the kitchen. We look at each other and we're like, you know what? Let's have a pregnancy test just for funsies. So she hands me a mason jar.
What else do you pee in?
The toilet.
You can't pee in the toilet because you have to stick the thing in.
Yeah, I've never had those types before, though.
Oh, I use the cheap types that the doctors use. I don't use like clear blue or whatever.
Honestly, if I ever need them in the future, I will be buying the ones that we just did today.
It's so easy.
Those were very efficient. It felt like a COVID test, and it kind of like a little fun.
Yeah.
To see like the little lines come up. Well, line, not lines, line.
Singular line. There was a scare in the middle.
There was a little scare. We were not going to tell you for who, but there was a little scare.
Definitely. It definitely looked like 2 lines were appearing.
It like came up and then we like panicked and then it like went away.
Yep. So we're sticking with the singular line.
Yes.
They were both singular lines.
But yeah, it was a bonding experience. We've had a lot of bonding experiences before, and that was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
I got to look at your pee in a cup.
Yeah, I got to look at your pee in a cup too. Very warm, right?
It was very warm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anywho, I feel like if we have creepers listening to this, they're gonna be like DMing us, like, can we buy your pee cups?
I will
I
sell.
would sell a pee cup.
I will mason jar it.
Yeah.
And sell it. You want to buy my piss? Let's go.
Yeah. Low key, I would sell mine too.
I mean, hands down, it would be fucking expensive.
Yeah. Well, I still have all those paints, like glass paint, so we can like paint some cute mason jars and then sell our pee in the cutely painted mason jars.
Screw that. I'm not going to paint a mason jar.
That's true. That will take too long.
I'm going to piss in a mason jar and send it to whatever freak wants my piss.
Along with the sock. I get so many people asking for socks.
You get people asking for socks?
Yeah.
Do you sell your socks?
No.
You should.
I should. I know. I should like go through my DMs and like type in the search word sock and see who had asked for them and be like, hey, you still interested?
Ooh. Okay, now the real question is, well, two questions. Number one, how much would you sell a sock for?
Ooh.
And number two, how much would you sell pee for?
Ooh. A sock. A used Served by Sarah sock.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 300.
300?
Yeah, for
Okay.
one sock. If you want a pair, it's a deal for 500.
I like that. I like that a lot. You should actually merch-wise do like little cute,
Dude, I've
like
been thinking
Aritzia
about
socks
it.
that say Served by Sarah on them.
I've been
or
thinking
something like
about
that.
it. I just like,
Or you
I
need a
have,
catchphrase.
I do need a catchphrase. I really want to like draw a cute little logo for my own brand and for the Walk Club. Like this merch has been a goal this year.
Mm-hmm.
I just have not had the time to like put energy into it. And I'm hoping actually maybe this summer, once all of the travel is over, because I'm really trying to not schedule travel in the month of June.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that the response?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks undesired.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Loser. Should we pause the episode so you can read it?
No.
No. Okay. Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Okay. I've been meaning to do merch, but I've just had so much travel and I've been trying to leave the entire summer open besides a honeymoon because I just want to focus on being in and experiencing Seattle summer because that's literally the best time of year here. And whenever I'm traveling in the summer, it's like, what's the point of even living in Seattle if you're not even going to experience and enjoy the best part of it? So yeah, merch to come. How much would I sell pee for?
Yeah.
God, I don't even know. What would you sell yours for?
Probably starting.
It's got to be more than a sock, right?
Yeah. I do it by like,
By ounce?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. Maybe $100 an ounce.
Ooh. Yeah.
Right? So then 8 ounces is $800.
Yeah. Well, people sell like I feel like people sell farts in a jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how much do they charge for that?
Oh my God, I should sell mine.
Dude.
Nuclear rancid.
Take a lactate.
No, don't. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the constipation farts.
Yeah. If you listen to our last episode, then you would know what we're talking about. Which you should do that so you have context for this episode. Like in all seriousness, you should listen to the last one so you know what we're talking about because we're going to pick up right in the middle of things. How much would you charge for a sock though? We didn't cover that.
Oh, how much would I charge?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd sell my socks.
Okay.
I mean,
That's true.
I'd sell it for like $100,
100,
$50,
that's true.
like nothing crazy. My underwear, however,
Oh.
would sell.
Would sell. Okay.
Would sell
Okay.
for like $500.
500?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But you could get 3 for 1,000.
3 for 1,000. I mean, I bet you there's people out there.
I mean,
You can make some extra cash.
You know how to hit me up at the Melt Uncut.
I'm your host.
Or at Isabella X Sebastiani.
Okay. Yes. Well,
Preferably the melt uncut though, so then Sarah can see the
See
message
it and
as
then
well.
laugh.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've talked about this a little too long now.
Okay.
A little more than I think anyone here is probably comfortable listening to.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
So cliffhanger.
Yes.
You 2 days after you quit your
I
job.
quit my job. I went on a walk, long walk, 16 miler with Michael, posted a reel about it, and that took off. So I was immediately launched into a career of content creation after I had told myself I wanted a 2 to 3 month break to just get my health back to where it needed to be. So I got launched into that. Immediately had to figure out, okay, what the hell does this even mean? How do you make money from this? Like, what do you even do? Like, this isn't something I was ever trained in. I took 0 marketing classes in college. So I just had zero idea what to do. So I messaged some influencers I had already followed and it was like, hey, my name's Sarah. I would just like love to get coffee with you and like pick your brain, hear about what you do and just learn. So I went on a ton of coffee dates with people. And at first I was like, oh yeah, this is great for like networking, building connections, la da da da. And then I hit this point like a few months ago where I was like, I am so drained. I have no time. Like, I just need to be spending my time making content. And now that we're in March of 2025, I feel like, honestly, like, not to like, what's the phrase? Like, toot my own horn.
Toot your horn.
Toot my horn.
Toot it.
I feel very connected.
Hell yeah.
Like, I am constantly like connecting people throughout different like spheres. And it feels really fun to be able to make those connections. So I think connecting with people really did pay off. And I love having tons of like just creator friends to just bounce ideas off of and hear about what they're doing and stuff. So definitely networking helped a ton.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, but apparently it didn't help enough because I didn't make the guest list for this event tonight, but that's okay because we're going to go for a really nice dinner tonight. And then I'm going to get to read Fourth Wing, which I'm excited about. But yeah, so basically I got launched into a content creation freelance job. And after I kind of figured out like, okay, this is my style. These are the videos I enjoy making. It kind of came into like the admin side of things. Like, how do I organize my inbox? How do I organize my DMs? How do I even like have time to get back to my own like personal text messages? I need a contract. So I had to like put on my little lawyer hat and create a contract for myself by literally looking through previous contracts I had signed with companies and like kind of compiling all of their sections and like verbiage and like different sections of their contracts. Like, oh, I need a confidentiality notice on some things. Like,
dude, the more you know.
The more you know. So like really just pull in my resources here. I also created an invoice, edited that invoice. I created a media kit, which if you do content creation or you want to get into content creation, you absolutely need a media kit. Brag about brands you've worked with. Brag about yourself. Put your rates in there. I even in my media kit, I have like a whole page of rates. And then on the next page after that, it's like, let's host a walk together. So like if you do something, right?
I want to see this media kit.
Have I not shown it to you?
No.
Okay, wait. I'll show it to you now so you can like flip through it as I'm talking.
This is like, it sounds like a resume, but for influencers.
It literally
basically.
is. Except you have your rates on there too. So like you tell people like, this is how cool I am and this is how much you need to pay me.
Imagine if we did that for like resumes or like CVs.
Yeah.
Right?
It would be amazing.
That would be, I would be making double what I make now because I'd be like, this is how much I'm worth.
Yeah, exactly. So I used to change my media kit monthly and now I kind of just did every few months because I just forget.
Cute.
She's looking at it right now.
Oh my God. Look at, you've worked with Mezcla?
Yeah.
Isn't that
the protein bar?
Tequila?
No, that's Mezcal. Mezcal's the protein bar company I always work with.
Got it.
I actually need to update that page because I've worked with a few others since then. So see, got to keep updating it.
Cute.
So it's been a lot of just figuring things out on my own. And the scariest part, taxes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Very scary. I had asked around my like network of like, hey, does anyone have a tax person they really like? And everyone's response to me was, no, I don't. But if you find someone, let us know.
Sarah actually is giving me her tax person because a couple episodes ago, I think Dating Stories episode, I was talking about how I owe $7,000.
Yeah.
Even though I've been paying my taxes all year.
And you are a W-2 employee.
Yes.
So like that is insane that you would even
Yes.
have like a balance like that.
Yes. No, precisely. Okay. So it's $6,000 to federal and then $1,000 to California because in California, I work in California and Washington. And in California, for some reason, state taxes weren't being taken out of my paycheck, but federal taxes were.
Okay.
So like the California one makes sense. I'll pay $1,000, whatever. The
Yeah.
$6,000 to this like feds, to the government, I do not understand why it is so much, considering I not only paid my taxes, but I withheld tax or like more money.
Yeah.
So I had them withhold $50 a month extra.
To make sure you wouldn't owe anything.
Exactly. And I still owe $6,000. Like, what is this?
Insane. I think a lot of it too. So if you haven't caught the drift by now, my tax guy actually is incredible. He found so many like little ways to deduct taxes, like where I'm working at, like how many square feet of my house I'm using, like where I traveled over the year, like any business expenses and like how to write those off. And so I think, I mean, to be honest, like I really didn't make a ton of money in the last year because literally like 6 months out of the year were spent learning like what the hell do I even do in this job. So I didn't really start making money until like June or July-ish. So maybe I was just in like a lower tax bracket because I wasn't making as much, but I was set to owe $2,300. And keep in mind, I have not been paying taxes this year. So I was set to owe $2,300. And after he filed my taxes and Michael's, we filed married jointly this year. We actually get a refund of $1,200. Insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So like get a good tax person, do your research and make sure they know the tax rules for the state that you live in. That is my advice.
I need him to email me back. I'm like getting stressed that he hasn't emailed me back.
I like want to recommend him to everyone now because I'm like everyone deserves to not have to stress like this, especially if you're a content creator, because I saw so many videos in 2024 of creators saying you need to save 30% of everything you're making to pay what you owe in taxes. And I don't know if maybe their tax people just aren't great or if maybe they're making significantly more than I am so that they're in a higher tax bracket. I don't know. But yeah, that being said, I think we're going to touch about dream jobs in like 2 minutes here. But like my advice before getting into that is if you're in a job and you're just not feeling fulfilled by it, and maybe it's like a standard 9-to-5 corporate job setting, and you're not feeling challenged or you feel like you have so many ideas but you can't like put them on the table because there's so many, I guess, red lines or yellow tape. There's so much yellow tape to cross. It might be a sign that maybe the traditional corporate lifestyle isn't for you. And I think it does take, I mean, obviously I do find myself in a privileged position to say that. I mean, given that I am married to someone who is a mechanical engineer, like this does come from a place of privilege, but if you are in an opportunity to take a step away from the corporate world and try a venture of your own, I highly recommend you do so. Like take the risk on yourself and just see what happens with it. Because something that I read on Instagram actually yesterday was very powerful. When we were staying in Hawaii, there was a juice company around the store called Maui. Do I have to wrap it up? I'm scared now. She does like the little sign language thing for like all done. And I'm like,
No, we're at 18 minutes.
Oh, 18 minutes. Fab. So when we were in Hawaii, there was a place around the corner called Maui Juice Company. Best freaking juice of my life.
Yeah.
It was so good. And they were advertising how they have this juicer that they use. That's like a really fancy cold pressed juicer. And Michael and I looked it up. This juicer cost $24,000.
Excuse me?
Yes.
To excrete
Juice.
the liquids
Excrete the liquids.
from
There's
fruit.
no froth in these juices. It's just straight cold pressed juice.
Okay, that's $24,000.
But where I'm going with this is these people posted on their Instagram yesterday that it was their 5-year anniversary. They started their business with a remaining balance of $4 and like 20 cents in their bank account.
420.
Or it might have been like 412, but like I'm rounding up just in case I was wrong. But they had $4.20 left in their bank account, and they have grown their business from like literally in a shack that they built into a really well performing like juice company that like serves the community, and like they do like juice elixir tastings on the weekends, and there were so many locals and even like locals and tourists in there too, and it was just such a cool environment. So like try it. Have a leap of faith in yourself. Yeah. And maybe just see what happens. It doesn't have to be content creation. It could be that jewelry company you wanted to make, selling pottery, photography. I don't know. There are literally so many avenues of freelance you can go down. It's quite incredible. But yeah, that's a little bit about my journey. It's been a bit unconventional, I would say, but I think like well risked overall. So let me pull my Notion back up. Are you doom reading?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's fine. We're fine.
Do you want to share anything about what he said? No. Is he a boob?
No.
Not a boob?
No.
Okay. I think he's a boob. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the dream job.
Yes.
Do we think it exists?
Yes and no.
Okay. Tell me more about your thoughts.
Like really, I think it's like the dream person, right? There's so many jobs, there's so many people out there that this is a personal belief, right? That I don't think that there's one person or job that like it's one and done, you know? I think that there's many different opportunities out there that could be seen as a dream job and that could fit you and your lifestyle and your personality really well, in which you like thrive and love doing. And I also think that can change, right? It ebbs and flows, and as you mature, you too change. So does your job, or so does like what you want from a partner. And I mean, those are my thoughts.
That's a great take on that. I've never actually thought about it that way, but it is very true. I think there's, at least in maybe our parents' generation, especially when I was hopping jobs, granted, I hopped jobs like 2 or 3 times in the span of 3 or 4 years.
I mean, you're looking at someone who's had like 12 jobs in 2 years. Like, given I did all of them at the same time, but
yeah, you did. But like there would be times when my parents would tell me like, what are you doing? Even like some like Michael's parents would be like, what? Like, you're not supposed to hop from job to job. Like, this isn't what you do. But I think,
okay, coming from a stay-at-home mom, that's real freaking.
Well, no. Like, she had an entire career before. She also might listen to this, but she had an entire career. Like, she was very accomplished before having kids.
I know that, but she also hopped around jobs. She didn't stick to one.
Yeah, she stuck to like 2, maybe, in like literally. I'm bad at math, but literally from the time she graduated until she was 38.
Okay, fair enough.
So
and
she had a long career.
Undermine what she's done, but also like, I think that stay-at-home moms get a lot of like bad street cred.
Yeah.
Right? But like she's doing, or that mindset is the same mindset that they're then giving to you, and like your job hopping is bad. Just like being a stay-at-home mom is bad. Like I figured
that's true.
She would be more mindful of like how jobs are different for everybody.
Yeah. She did actually. When I was very depressed. At the time I had my architectural recruiting job and I just like was not healthfully okay. She did have like a 2 or 3 hour phone call with me. That's nice. Just like be a listening ear.
That's awesome.
And I think
great listening ear.
She's a great listening ear. She never said like, oh, you should not be hopping jobs. It more so came. Is there something wrong?
No.
She more so came from like, this isn't traditionally like what she would recommend. Like, try to stay in the job for as long as you can. If you really can't take it, then maybe try something else. But
That's a very Gen X mindset.
that's what I'm going with here. Like, my dad freaked out when I said I would jump jobs like 2 or 3 times. My mom freaked out.
See, with Gen X, they were very much like, let's drill in this job, and it doesn't matter what our mental health is like. Like, we have a job, we're committed to it. And they were raised by boomers.
Yeah.
And boomers lived a very tough life.
Yeah.
Right? And did experience a lot of them experience like
parts of it. Yeah.
Parts of, or the after effects.
Yeah. The after effects of like watching their parents go through it.
Exactly.
Like, you hear about the people who are like, especially my mom's ex-boyfriend. Oh my God. Nonstop did he talk about, we only had like margarine and butter, or like margarine and bread at the dinner table. Like, he would constantly share, like, this is how poor my family was.
Yeah. I mean, even my grandma, when I put ketchup on my eggs, would be like, you have no idea how privileged you are. Cause like ketchup when I was growing up was like, you would get it on your birthdays and you would get 1 teaspoon.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am privileged.
Let me enjoy my ketchup now.
You're right. But also, we live in such a different timeline now than they did back then. So I think that expectation that you need to stay at a job for your entire life and commit to it wholesomely and disregard your mental health
is unrealistic.
It is. And it's very outdated.
Yeah.
And that's how jobs stay with the status quo and don't get better.
Yeah.
Right. And we really want our jobs to focus on our mental health and to focus on cultivating a good, wholesome person and not like a cog in the machine.
Yeah. And if people stay in, this is my interpretation, if people stay in really poor work environments, that's not telling upper management that anything is wrong. It's when people first express something is wrong, and when nothing is changed and they leave, then the company is forced to look at their numbers and say, okay, we lost 50 employees this year. Why is this happening?
Yeah. If you stay in a hard job, and trust me, as a preschool teacher, past preschool teacher, like, I do understand the need to stay in a job. I do understand not being able to leave a job. And if you are in that position, that is okay, right? Like, you have to look at your own privilege and what you are able to do. Mm-hmm. And if you are able to leave a job, you have the funds to do so, and this job is not treating their employees well, you see it, you know it, you're really upset with it, and you have the ability to jump ship,
do it.
Do it. Do it for those who cannot do it.
Mm-hmm. And do it for yourself too, because if you are unhappy with who you are at this current moment because of stresses of a job, you're not only unhappy like with yourself, but like it's flowing into your friendships, maybe your family. Like, if you can show up as the best version of yourself, that's how you're going to show up with other people. And I just found when I was really drained and depressed in that one job, I was snippy with everyone around me. Like, I was just not a good person to be around. And like, I want to show up with like my best foot forward and like be a good person to those that I love. And to do that, I need to find fulfillment from things that bring me joy and not be sad about my job. So I think that's important.
Exactly.
But
and I don't know, like, I'm in a job that overall, I would say they value their employees, but they do not value their employees to the level that I think that they should. But like, I need to drill out this job for my own professional growth.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
like,
in time.
Yeah.
In time. But I think at least going to the high school we did, like the all-girls high school, I think it was kind of drilled in us too that like we are pushing ourselves this hard to get our dream jobs.
Yeah.
We don't know what our dream jobs are. We didn't even know what we were majoring in college. But like, there was an idea of a dream job. And I think I went into the workforce like, oh, architecture is my dream job. Mm-hmm. And then when it wasn't, I think I lost a sense of my identity, honestly, because I had spent years of my life, like not even just in college, like literally from the time I was in like 7th or 8th grade, obsessively playing Sims. I was like, this is me like practicing for my dream job. Or there was a time when my parents remodeled my childhood house, and they had these CD-ROMs. Is that what they were called? Mm-hmm. Like the computer games? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it'd have these like CAD design software, like visualize what your house remodel could look like, CD-ROMs that I used to like teach myself how to use as a 5th grader.
That's legit.
And like redesign things, because I was like, this is me learning how to do my dream job. And when I realized that architecture really wasn't my dream job, it was really hard. And so I think having an idea of a job you would love to do is amazing. It's fantastic. Like, it is a North Star for your career. But I think singling out a single job as your dream job, I think it kind of sets you up for failure in a way.
I mean, yeah.
Because then you're just disappointed.
Yeah.
If it's not like everything you've envisioned and dreamed of.
That's true. Yeah, so something I noted in here is to take the Myers-Briggs personality trait test, or 16 personalities test, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And just different personality tests to kind of figure out like where your personality, or what your personality typically would align with if you are looking for direction. Like, I'm an advocate. I'm an INTJ, something like that.
Okay.
The advocate, whatever the advocate is, which, funny enough, aligns with what I do for work a lot.
Yeah. I think it's fun. I love Myers-Briggs. Is it Myers-Briggs? Myers-Briggs.
See, I always get it confused.
I get it confused too. We were actually talking about this earlier before this episode, because I was telling her how I take mine every few years, and it changes. Mine changes every handful of years. I think I just evolve. I mean, I don't want to say I evolve a lot as a person, because everyone does, but like, yours has stayed pretty constant.
Yeah, mine has stayed the same since high school. I got it wrong. It's INFJ and then -T.
Okay.
That's what I am. And it's the advocate.
Okay.
Nelson Mandela was.
Okay. I need to redo mine, I think, because I'm genuinely very curious about what mine is now, and if it's stayed constant in the last 2 times I've done it or not. But I agree. I think that is a very, very big part of it. Even at that bigger corporate company I was at for architectural recruiting, they had everyone do a personality test. And like, you were either, what was it? A cool blue, a like friendly green, heated, I don't know. It was like 4 different colors: blue, green, red, and yellow. And depending what your color was, that's kind of how you had to like interact with people in the office.
Interesting.
So like, if you were sending, and like everyone's color was like on their employee profile. So like, let's say you had to send an email to Adam something. You could type in Adam's name and see that he's a red. So you would know that, okay, Adam likes his information to be delivered very concise, like just short bullet points, get to the point and send it. Versus like Samantha, who's a green, will want you to say, "Hi, Samantha, hope you're doing well. Like, show me you care." So it's like different ways you like need to connect with people. So I agree with that. It actually did help a lot.
Interesting. Very cool.
It didn't help that everyone on the HR team was a green, though. So we all just like went in circles whenever there was a problem. And like, I am a green myself too. So I'd have to put my red hat on and be like, guys, everyone shut up. Let's get to the point so we can please move on. We've been talking about this that doesn't matter for like 30 minutes and I'm hungry.
Wait, what color do you think I would be?
Okay, so blues are very calm and reserved, kind of backseat. You're not a blue. Reds are very like my mom. My mom is a very aggressive red. Like, get to the point. Time is money. Like doesn't really like care how their answer comes across. They just want to get information across. I don't think you're a red. Okay. I would say you're a green. Green is show me you care.
Gosh dang it.
So that's probably why we're best friends. And yellow is like golden retriever energy.
Ah, like John.
Like John. Oh, John. Yeah.
He's a yellow.
Absolutely a yellow. Yeah. Laura's a green. Definitely.
Laura's a green.
You're a green. Okay. I'm a green. Helen's a red.
Mm.
Yeah. That's a perfect example. Chris is a blue.
I feel like I'm a green, but I can chameleon to be a red really easily.
Really easily. I think, well, they rank them. So it's like 4, like in 4, like greatest to least.
Oh.
You would be a green, yellow, red, blue.
Really?
Yeah.
Not
it's the
green,
same as
red,
me.
yellow, blue?
No.
Oh.
Because you have that like extroverted, like you can be really uppity and fun and like, okay, let's just like get this done. And then like when it's not received, you're like, sit down, we're gonna get this done. Screw you. I didn't have my Lactaid this morning and I gotta go to the bathroom now.
We have 2 seconds.
And then you get really quiet and that's your blue.
And then I shut down.
Yep.
Dang, those are like the stages of my
Literally
existence.
Well, I know it because I'm the same.
Oh, okay.
So we understand each other.
Yeah, you also need 2 seconds before you explode.
Yeah.
On the toilet?
No, not on the toilet.
Okay.
Just like if people are not like, if I've like exhausted my green energy, like I showed them I cared. I've exhausted my happy-go-lucky yellow energy. I'm just like, what's not clicking here? What do I need to say more clearly?
What do I need to spell out for you?
Yeah, I think taking that into consideration, maybe with your horoscope or like astrology sign.
No. I mean,
we're
you go
both
for it.
aggressively Capricorn.
You go for it. No, I'm not.
You don't think you're? Yes, you are.
I'm born on the cusp.
You're a cusp, but like you maybe no. I'm more Capricorn than you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a full blown out Capricorn. You are more detail oriented than I am, though. I hit Capricorn with like I am the most stubborn person you will ever meet.
Yes.
It's bad.
Yes. You're the second most stubborn person.
Who's the first?
My ex.
Yeah, is he a cat? No, he's not. What is he?
Aries.
Oh, he's an Aries. Yeah.
Honestly, Aubriana's up there too.
Aries is more like not hot-headed, but like headstrong. Aries are headstrong.
See, what's the difference between headstrong and stubbornness?
Stubbornness, you don't have to be like in your face about it or like more like it doesn't come off more aggressive. You just stand your ground and you're like, I am a very grounded, because Capricorn is an earth sign.
Okay.
So you're just like, I'm grounded. I know who I am. I know what I like. This is it. I think with your ex, it was more so like, this is what I believe. So I'm going to tell you even if it hurts you.
Correct.
Yeah.
It was the tism too.
We can't just go around diagnosing people.
Okay.
Although I do think I am undiagnosed ADHD and possibly slightly autistic.
We took this. Okay. I know this is a quiz and like an online quiz and blah, 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 that like levels your points. You get these points, right? And anything above a 32 is like, okay. Research says if you score above a 32, then you like 97% could possibly have a diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. Mm-hmm. So my ex was really into this quiz and has had
of course he was.
Everyone take it. He has a list of everyone in their scores.
He was the one that found this list?
Yeah.
Okay, then this is a legit list then, because this guy would not be sending this if it was not a legit quiz.
Yeah. No. This is like, okay, my ex is extremely researched and extremely data oriented.
Yes.
Like this is as legit, not legit it can be.
Okay.
Or like as not legit it could be.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
It's legit. Let's just roll with that.
Yeah. So I scored, right. So you score 32, anything above a 32, at a 32 or above a 32, 97% likely to
be on the spectrum.
Everyone's on the spectrum.
Yeah. Be more on the spectrum.
But to be heavier leaning towards autism spectrum disorder versus towards typical brain development. I scored a saucy 32.
Do you remember what I scored?
33.
Was I only a 33?
Yeah.
I thought I was a 34.
No.
No, you wrote it down.
Yes. No, he has a list.
Does he have me on his list?
Yes.
Dude, I made the
cut. His sister also scored a 32.
What about his brother?
They all scored lower.
No, really?
Because I think he only scored like a 7 or something like that.
Your ex did?
Yeah.
Really? Wait,
yeah.
So I'm more on the spectrum than he is?
Yes. So am I.
Yeah, we are kind of.
Yeah,
I could see it.
Colton scored like in the 20s somewhere.
Okay.
And then Troy, I think, was 11.
We had Michael do it too. Do you remember what his was?
No.
He was like below. He was definitely below a 32.
I think he was around Connor's.
Yeah. His was really low.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why we just understand each other so well.
Maybe.
But let's get back to jobs here.
Okay. Yes.
Personality test, very important. See, ADHD. I told you, if you guys can tell me that I'm undiagnosed, then let me know.
Okay. So does a dream job exist? Yes and no. We kind of went over that.
Yeah. Yes, but don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
I think you can also make your dream job too.
Oh, totally. I feel like you made your dream job.
Yeah. You should listen to our manifestation episode because we talk about that more there.
Yeah.
But what I used to do too is when I was job hunting, I would make vision boards on Pinterest for like what my ideal working conditions would be. So like I'd have like a light and airy like feel in the office and like friendly coworkers smiling at me and like maybe like a picture of like a drink fridge or something. I don't know. Just like whatever you think your idea of a dream job would have, like make a vision board for it. Why not?
I love it. Is it weird that my dream job is children?
No.
Like that feels weird to say out loud as an adult. But it is. Like
It's the betterment of society. Like you are literally teaching people how to create humans that are better for human advancement in society.
yeah, I mean, we're like cultivating the next generation of
Yeah.
leaders.
Yeah. And you are actively playing a part in that.
Yes.
I'm just telling people to put shoes on and go for a walk. And you're like, I am teaching you how to raise a leader.
yeah, a social, emotionally competent
Yeah.
individual
Yeah.
who respects differences and values uniqueness
Yeah.
and can communicate.
Effectively and kindly.
Mm-hmm.
Can I also just say this is like a very small aside, but especially living in Seattle, I have felt this very strongly. There's almost like a job competition here where if you don't have a tech job or a coding software job, it sometimes feels like you're not doing as meaningful of work. And
I feel like it's the opposite. Like
I
if
don't
you
know.
have a tech job, it's less meaningful. You're more of a cog in the machine.
in a way, but like you get so many benefits and you make so much money where like it's at least in the friend group sometimes like the majority of people in the not majority, a good amount of people in the friend group have these corporate techie jobs, and that is the case in Seattle. It's a very tech heavy city, and it sometimes feels like, oh, if I'm not making as much as my friends in tech are, then like I feel like I kind of got the short end of the stick a little bit. It's completely internalized, but
yeah.
I think I just want to make the point that like if you feel that way and you're in Seattle too, know that A, you're not alone. This is a feeling that other people feel, and B, whatever you are doing is not less than what tech people do.
Also, like, hear me out, right? If tech is your dream, great.
Absolutely. Yes. If this is your dream, hell yeah, go for it.
I personally would really rather have a job that I find a lot of personal fulfillment in and enjoy doing over selling my soul for tech. And I understand that, like, okay, fine. I make a lot less as
Yeah.
a teacher, right? I still make a living wage though.
Mhm.
Like, I can afford my 1-bedroom apartment. I can afford my cat. I can afford my car, right? Like, I can live, and I
Yeah.
can live relatively comfortably with the means that I've created for myself.
Yeah.
And I think that is a lot more fulfilling than, say, me going to work at Microsoft and making $200K a year.
Yeah.
Because my day-to-day is so much better. Because I love what I do.
Yeah. I think a lot of people could say that too, though, at Microsoft or like big tech companies. Like maybe they really love what they do.
And that's what I'm saying. If you love what you do, great. But I know, like, in my ex's case, it was all about maximizing. And then also just like doing something that he was good at, but he really would rather like help out society through research or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And he just feels very stuck because he's created this life where he does make a lot of money and is in tech and doesn't feel like he can switch right now because of the money that he's making. A lot of people rely on him.
Yeah.
And like he wants to retire soon and blah, blah, blah. And like that was his goal, not self-fulfillment in a job, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't look for self-fulfillment in a job. Like Michael does not. He does his job to make money, go home, and then live his life when he's home. And I think it just depends on the type of person you are. Like maybe that is how it is for you. And like if it is, I wish I was that way. I wish I can compartmentalize like that and say, I'm at my job, I'm making money, and I'm going to go home and live my other life. And for me, when I was in my corporate job, there was no off switch.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I couldn't do it. And I think just what I'm trying to say is don't compare yourself.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. It's easier said than done. Like you can say, oh, I don't compare myself. I don't do this. And I always said I didn't do that until I turned like 24 or 25. And what is this? Your prefrontal cortex, whatever, that developed. And I was like, oh my God, I'm constantly comparing myself to people.
Well, okay. Hear me out with the whole prefrontal cortex thing.
Okay.
This is my like human development.
Tell me.
Coming out. Okay. So technically your brain is continuously developing because you're continuously making new connections and losing connections and things like that. At around age 26-ish, this is a rough estimate and an average and changes from person to person. Essentially, your brain, your prefrontal cortex starts, what's the word? Like is wired in a way that makes it kind of efficient, if that makes sense. And then soon you'll start losing connections more than you make connections.
Okay. After you're 26.
Ish, right? It really depends. And like in other parts of your brain, you turn 21 or whatnot, and you turn 21 around 21-ish. You're starting to lose connections more than you make them in other parts of your brain.
Interesting.
So it's like the difference between pruning and proliferating.
Okay.
And I'm going to stop talking now.
Okay. So, I mean, it just took me some time. Is it 6:30?
It's Prozac.
It's Prozac time.
Prozac o'clock. Remind me to take it later.
Okay, I will. I'll let you know. But yeah, I think that's about it on that note there. I don't really have anything else to add. Just don't compare yourself. Not worth it. Not worth the stress.
Oh, definitely not. I also, so kind of like switching gears about the dream job. I really thought that my dream job growing up was to become a doctor. And I knew I wanted to work with children. So either a pediatrician, a pediatric surgeon, or even a nurse, like a neonatal nurse or something like that. I really did think that was my passion. I do genuinely love the medical field. And I kind of fell into this through preschool teaching.
Okay.
Like I started teaching preschool and I really, really enjoyed it. And then I was like, how do I make money in preschool? And the answer was to teach teachers. So it was one thing that it's interesting because I fell into it / worked really hard for it both at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you don't just fall into a master's and complete a master's, right?
No.
But it is, it's how do I explain this? Like it was not the dream to be a professor at 25. It didn't start becoming a dream until I was 22, I think. And I started taking a teaching adults class in my master's program. And I was like, oh, wait, I really enjoy teaching adults. And then 3 years later, I'm full-time faculty, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, dreams change. Dreams are flexible.
Yeah.
You fall into your dreams sometimes.
I love that. You fall into your dreams.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So being into child development, would you say asking young kids what their dream job is that good or is it bad or is it somewhere in between?
It's good. So children don't know. Job to a child, like a career, is a very abstract thought. And abstract thinking like that doesn't really happen until theory of mind starts developing in about kindergarten-ish age. And even then, it takes years, right? You talk to a second grader and ask them what their dream job is, and they'll say like, I don't know, unicorn, dinosaur, Batman king. You ask a 3-year-old what their dream job is, and they especially don't know. And they'll say, mom, or a lot of the times it's what they're really interested in or what they see the most of.
Okay.
So when like a little boy, say, is asked what his dream job is in the future, maybe like 3 or 4 years old, and he says to be a mommy, he doesn't he doesn't understand that he technically can't really be a mommy if he continues to be, I mean, you could be whatever you want to be.
Queen.
But like he's surrounded by his mom in that case, and he really loves his mom.
Yeah.
And wants to be someone like that.
Yeah.
So in his mind, right, he just wants to be someone who's loving and fun. So he wants to be mommy.
Okay. At what age do you think it could be potentially like harmful?
Honestly, this is my personal opinion. I have a master's in child and adolescent development. So I do focus on children a lot,
Yeah.
but I do have a master's in adolescent
She knows
development.
what she's talking about, is what she's saying.
And I think it becomes detrimental at 17, 18.
Okay.
At college age. I don't think you should be able to choose a major if you don't know what you want to do. And I know you can be undecided and like try and figure it out in 4 years. Chances are you're not going to figure it out. Like, how many people actually have an undergrad degree and are in the field that they got their undergrad degree in?
Yeah.
Both Sarah and I are not in the fields that we got our undergrad degrees in.
Yep.
Do you know why? Because we had no idea what the freak we wanted or what we were doing.
Especially when your program isn't even teaching you what the industry does.
Go to accredited programs, folks.
Go to accredited programs.
But that's my thing, is that you can ask a child to dream what their job or career is when it's abstract. When it becomes more concrete and you're asking an adolescent what they want to do for the rest of their lives, and they are 17, 18, they are still very rapidly developing.
Yeah.
50% of your brain changes during adolescence.
Can I also like add in there, not only do you not know like what you want when you're 17, 18, but when you go to college, you're taking out thousands of dollars.
Hundreds of thousands
of dollars in loans.
To do something that you probably won't even do for the rest of your life.
So is college a scam?
No.
No, well, I mean, education is never a bad investment. But do you think the way like college is set up, some colleges where they make you choose your major and lock it in freshman year, is that a problem?
Yes. Also, I do like the astronomical amount that college costs. Also super duper wrong in my eyes.
Yes.
I am very pro universal education, KP, so preschool, infants, that includes infants, right? So childcare.
Yeah.
All the way to 16.
Yeah.
Like grade 16. So that's senior year of college.
Yeah. That's so crazy. Like even just like listening to like my friend, her story, she lives in Sweden, literally got paid to get her master's.
Yes.
Like that is wild how their educational system is set up over there.
Yes. It's the fact that we pay these astronomical amounts for education. Yes, education is so important, but I really don't think it should be as privatized as it is. I work for a state funded college, so I'm also very pro, like,
Yeah.
Very pro, what's the word? Universal education.
Yeah, fair.
I love California. So in Washington, it's different. Washington state-funded colleges are a little bit more expensive, like community colleges. In California, if you're a California resident, college is $46 a credit for community college. Mm-hmm. $46 a credit. So like a 3-credit class, which is the typical credit load.
Yeah. 46 times 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to calculate that. It's less than 150 bucks.
I'm really not good with quick math here.
It's like 130 something. Yeah, 138. So 138 bucks, that's your class, right? How many classes are in a degree program? Let's say an associate's is 90 credits. So divide that by 3, that's 30 times 138, $4,000. it costs $4,000 to get your associates in California.
Okay.
And it costs like $120,000 to get your bachelor's at Fordham University.
At Fordham. How much?
I don't know if it's 120, but I know it's a ridiculous amount.
USD, I think, was like 60 or 70 a year.
A year?
A year. So times that by 4. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I said I could not drop the music major.
So here's my thing as well. And I'm a huge proponent of community college at your state. So in-state community college, because it's going to be so much cheaper, right? In California, you could get your associates for $4,000. If it's transferable, you then transfer that to another college and you have your first 2 years done.
Yeah.
So you only have to pay for 2 years of your bachelor's.
Yeah. A lot of kids did that at USD.
Which at USD, if it's $60K a year, right, that's saving you $120,000.
Yeah. Kind of wild. That's also not including if you lived on campus.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And also the cost of textbooks. I'm very pro open educational resources, which are free textbooks.
Yeah.
I've actually, at my college currently that I work at, I've changed 10 classes that I teach to OER resources.
Snaps to that.
So that students, it's accessible. It can be read through a screen reader, and it's also online. You can print it out, and it's free and available for all students.
I love that.
Because
I love that.
Why should students be forced to pay $150,
Yeah.
$200, $300 for a textbook when they can't even buy like a $5 meal?
We had these massive textbooks for music composition or music theory, $300 a pop. We had to get 2 of them. I gave them to one of my friends 2 years below me because he needed them. And I said, honestly, bud, just have them. I'm going to go into architecture. I don't need them. I'm like, I'll save you some money.
Yeah. That's so wild.
Yeah. So it can get really expensive. So like, if you do end up switching, like if you get a degree in something like, I don't know, archaeology, and you end up working in marketing, please don't ever feel like you wasted your time, money, or education, because you have probably learned so many things in those years of higher education. Like you don't even realize it, but it's helping you a lot. So education is never, ever, ever a waste, but please don't feel guilty. You are allowed to switch your careers and your interests whenever you feel that it's necessary. But when there is such a high price tag on there, like I feel like guilt is like naturally going to be tied to it, you know?
Yeah, that's such an interesting perspective because yes, I'm not in my undergrad field, it's management, but I am in my graduate field, right?
Yeah.
I have my master's in child and adolescent development, and I'm getting my EDD in...
What's an EDD? You talked about this.
Doctorate in education.
Perfect.
So
Love
like
it.
a PhD is a doctorate in psychology. An EDD is a doctorate in education.
Love it. Thank you.
Same thing. I still have to do a dissertation and like...
Okay.
Right.
People who are not in that field just know PhD.
Yeah.
Like me. I know EDD because of you, but like...
It's a PhD, but for education. So it's less science-based and more like educational psychology-based.
Okay.
But I'm getting that in child development with higher education emphasis. So like I am using the money that I've put towards education. So it's interesting to hear the perspective of someone who's not in their degree field anymore.
Yeah. Well, I get that a lot from I feel like when I told my parents that I wasn't going to do architecture anymore, they're like, well, what's the point of even going to school? Like, why did you do that? And obviously that brought a ton of guilt. But at the same time, I learned by choosing 2 very creative majors, I learned how to think very outside of the box. And even at our high school, one of the biggest things I took from our high school, which was harder than my college was.
Yeah.
High school was hard. The biggest thing I took away from there is how to like tie together 2 completely unrelated topics and make it work, like make it make sense. Like take
architecture and music.
Yeah, like that. Like I literally did my thesis on 2 completely unrelated things by doing art in the soundscape So I was combining architectural like structures with the soundscape, which is something I learned in music.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Or like take a pickle and a mirror. Like what do the two have in common? And
I dream about one.
A dream about one. Like you learn to make these connections, you know?
We're at 1 hour, just putting that out
Okay.
there. Also, the whole pickle thing. I had a dream last night that I was at Soup Plantation, but instead of food, like the variety of food that Soup Plantation offers,
Wait.
which is a buffet, essentially.
Yeah.
It was
I don't know
just
if everyone knows the Soup Plantation is here.
Yeah. It's a buffet.
It was a buffet. It doesn't exist
Yeah,
anymore. And
I
they had
know.
like so many different types of soup.
It was
It was a
good.
soup buffet, basically.
Well, I mean, they had soup and pasta
They
and
had
salad and
dessert,
pizza and
but like their focus was soup,
yeah.
not the cat.
But yes, yeah, just different versions of soup.
different
The
versions
cat.
of soup.
It was a Soup Plantation, a buffet, but just pickles. So there were like crinkle cut pickles, spear pickles, dill pickles, bread and butter pickles, whole pickles, Garthemia, whatever pickles.
Yeah, what was the name you told me that your mom wanted?
I told you that.
Garthinius or something?
Yeah, something like that.
It was like not a name.
Yeah. My mom was in the dream and wanted this like bizarre pickle that I couldn't find, but then I found, and then it was really, really large.
You're stressing over like how to find this pickle of a name you just did not recognize.
Yeah.
Like, where's the Garthinius pickle?
But that was my dream.
I love it.
Yeah. Anything else to add to like dream jobs or closing remarks?
Closing remarks. I think we kind of covered it all. If you do have any questions for us, we are pretty open books about everything. So ask your questions in the comments, DM us on Instagram. Like, we are here to chat, give big sister advice, send all of our love. And also, if you are a listener from Malta, we are so curious who you are.
Oh yeah.
Because we were looking at our podcast stats, and like majority is from US, and like we have 15 other countries on there, and number 2 is Malta.
Yeah.
So we're really curious who's listening from Malta.
Also, shout out to whoever's listening in Zimbabwe.
In Zimbabwe, yeah, and Vietnam.
Yeah.
We love you.
We do.
That's really cool. We were like smiling looking at where everyone's located at on the map. So.
Yes. So if you are the person from Malta.
Well, it was 3.5%, so it couldn't have just been one person.
If you are the people from Malta, hit us up on Instagram. We are like really intrigued as to who you are and what your story is.
Yeah. Gianni went to Malta not too long ago.
Really?
And apparently there's a Popeye land. Like Popeye the Sailor. They have a Popeye land.
Do they have olives?
Yeah. Olive oil.
Oh, cute. Wait, that would be such a good Halloween costume.
That'd be really cute.
Oh my God, for someone like Troy. He would make a good Popeye.
This guy is just like the most built Marine you've ever seen.
He's giant.
Yeah. Well, he actually like was a Marine, right?
Yes. Yeah. Like for years.
Yeah.
Like,
for
I mean,
years.
he's a veteran.
Yes.
A disabled veteran.
We're laughing. Oh my God, we should not laugh.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm laughing because I know him as a friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing against disabled veterans.
No.
My God.
No. Yes. No. Nothing against
We
it.
just know this man and we're laughing because he like fits the stereotypical ginormous Marine.
But yeah, to the point where we would go to like music festivals and stuff, and boys would come up to him and be like, "Oh my God, what's your lat workout, dude?"
God.
And like, it wasn't girls obviously would swoon, but the men were obsessed with him. We were at a beach bash once.
Okay.
And his wife was there just chilling, right? And these like swarm of men saw him and like wouldn't leave his side. One kissed him, and then like they all fell asleep in this like pile of men. It was so weird.
He's gonna get so many. Did we say his name?
No.
He's gonna get okay. I would say if we did, he's gonna get so many followers from this episode and be like, "Why are all these people following me?"
Troy Aiken. Troy D. Aiken.
Go find him and really confuse him for why so many people are following him.
He's also single, ladies.
Yeah,
and he's really sweet.
He's divorced.
He's a little.
We should mention that he's not just like single. He is divorced and single, so he's
That's true.
free. I don't know if he's open to dating though, but
Yeah. Or
well.
open to me discussing him on the pod, but
sorry,
guess he is now.
Sorry, Troy.
Sorry, T-Dog. All right.
But we're gonna wrap it up.
XOXO.
Gossip Girl.
May everyone
love
togetherness. We really need to work on that outro.
Yeah, we do. Okay, we're gonna go get dinner now. Bye. Love you.